I would give Luka MVP over Joker, or the other way around. I wouldn't give it to Wemby.
And where's the reigning MVP in all of this ranking with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
He's probably right below Wemby.
Before the 2025 season even tipped off, fans were already buzzing like crazy, saying this MVP race was about to be one of the wildest we've ever seen. And after just 1 month of games, everyone realized they weren't exaggerating for a second. 5 monsters on the court stepped into the spotlight and instantly turned the early season into a full-blown brawl for the crown. Some of them might cool off later, others might explode even harder, but right now it's a 5-man showdown that already feels like something people will talk about for years. This is the SpillFame channel, where the hoops talk stays real and hits different. Make sure you smash that like button, jump in the comments, and let your voice be heard, because every bit of support keeps this community alive. When we talk about the current MVP frontrunners, we're talking straight domination. Victor Wembanyama, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic, they're running the game like it belongs to them, and they're making it look way too easy. Honestly, it's tough to picture anyone outside this group sneaking into the top spots this season. If a new name somehow crashes that top 3, it'll shock the whole league. But before we break down the real battle, a few honorable mentions deserve some love too. First up, Victor Wembanyama. Even though he's set to miss about a month, that doesn't automatically kick him out the MVP conversation, but it definitely complicates things. Missing too many games could stop him from reaching that 65-game minimum he needs to qualify for awards, and that rule is no joke. So yeah, by the end of the season, he might slide a little, but right now, he's absolutely been one of the coldest players in the entire league. Through the first month, Wemby has been on another level, dropping 26.2 points, snagging 12.9 rebounds, and leading the whole league in defensive boards like it's nothing. He's also putting up 4 assists and a straight-up monster 3.6 blocks per game, which is just ridiculous for someone this young in the league. Yes, he's leading the league in blocks too, and doing it like it's casual. He's hitting 55.8% on twos, and honestly, that number could be even higher because the shots he gets are clean looks. From deep, he's knocking down 34.5% on nearly 5 attempts a night, which is wild for someone his size. Altogether, he's rocking a 60.9% true shooting rate.
People say when they get haircuts in top 5. I'm like top 2. At the most, I gotta be top 3. Everybody, is Daddy top 5 when he gets a haircut? Babe, what you think? Top 5?
Top 1.
Top 1?
That's about 2.6% better than league average, while averaging 26, 13, 4, and nearly 4 blocks. That's unreal production for a player still getting used to NBA speed, and it's turning heads fast. Now, with him in the lineup, the Spurs are sitting at 8-4. Without him, they're 3-0, including a solid win over Memphis. But the sample is tiny, so nobody's reading too deep into that yet. Stat-wise, the Spurs have been 2.6 points better on offense when he sits, probably because those games turn into wild shootouts where everybody is running and gunning. But defensively, it's a whole different story. They're 8.3 points worse without him, the biggest defensive drop from any player in this MVP race. That gives Wemby a plus 5.7 net rating. Straight proof that even this early, he's shifting the whole game in real time. Next up, we gotta talk about one of the toughest dudes in this lineup. Giannis Antetokounmpo, still dropping monster numbers like it's nothing. Giannis is averaging 31.2 points, 10.8 rebounds, and a career-high 6.8 assists, plus 1.2 blocks a night, all while bullying defenders like he's built different. He's knocking down 64% of his two-pointers while taking nearly 18 of them per game, the most in the league this year. He traded some of that smooth mid-range action for a surprising three-point touch, hitting 50% from deep, even though it's only 1.4 attempts a game. Personally, I'd love to see him back in that deadly mid-range groove because that three-point clip probably won't stay that high, but it's still wild to watch. His overall true shooting percentage sits at a wild 66.2%, which is about 8% above league average and straight-up superstar territory. The Bucks sit at 7-7 with Giannis and 1-1 without him, and while that record isn't ideal, it definitely doesn't tell the whole story. A few close losses and some questionable calls have had fans heated, with plenty of people saying, we should have had those wins. And honestly, they might be right because some of those finishes were right there for the taking. Stat-wise, the Bucks are an insane 21.8 points better on offense when Giannis steps on the floor, which is unheard of. Oddly, their defense dips a little with him out there. But early season numbers can be weird like that, so nothing is set in stone yet. Even with that, it's still one of the best on-off impacts in the entire league. Overall, Giannis sits at a plus 21 net rating impact, which is just ridiculous for any player. He's still a force every single night, but the MVP talk around him is tricky this year because everything is so stacked. I didn't choose him as my preseason MVP favorite mostly because I figured the Bucks wouldn't need him to carry the same heavy load we've watched in past seasons. I expected this year to look more like LeBron's 2018 run, dominant individually, but with a deeper squad helping out. But now, with other stars putting up crazy numbers and having better team records, Giannis might slip a bit in the MVP race unless the Bucks start rolling. Still, the Bucks feel way better than their record looks, and if they catch fire, Giannis could storm right back to the top spot like nothing ever happened.
When you see the difference when Luka is in this type of basketball.
Luka, not Luka.
Luka.
No, you said Luka.
Okay, Luka.
We know
But when he's in this, I'm thinking Laker and Luka, all in one word. But
Yeah, nice try today. Nice try.
Create another one.
When you see him in this type of basketball shape, what that allows him to do is to get into basketball plays.
And next up, we've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the smoothest scorer in the league right now, moving like every defender is stuck in slow motion. Yeah, some fans jokingly call him everyone's favorite flopper, but the truth is there's nothing fake about the damage he's doing this season. Shai is averaging 31.9 points, 6.7 assists, 5.1 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and an impressive 0.9 blocks per game, which is crazy for a guard who doesn't even rely on brute force.
So Luka Doncic has played 260 minutes, has scored 260 points.
Jeez, a point a minute.
Only one guy has been a point-a-minute guy for an entire season, and that's Wilt in 1961-62.
He's shooting 59% on twos while taking 14 a night and hitting 38.5% from three on nearly 6 attempts. And that's elite efficiency at every level. Last year, he had a stretch where his three-point shot looked legit, but it didn't hold all the way into the playoffs. But if this version of his jumper sticks around, he becomes almost unguardable for real. Everybody already knows his mid-range bag is filthy and his drives to the rim are unstoppable. So if the shot stays steady, defenses are cooked. But adding a consistent three-point shot turns him into a full nightmare for defenses because now he's scoring at all 3 levels like it's nothing. When a guard gets dangerous from everywhere on the floor, teams start panicking before he even crosses half court. Shai's true shooting percentage is sitting at a wild 66%, which is around 7.7% above league average. And averaging nearly 32 points per game at that efficiency is straight superstar territory. But what pushes him even higher on the MVP ladder is the Thunder's ridiculous record, 15 wins and just 1 lonely loss. Their only loss came by 2 points to Portland, and outside of that, they've been out here destroying teams like it's a weekly routine. The Thunder have one of the highest point differentials in league history right now, and somehow they even beat their own number from last season by 2 whole points, which is insane dominance.
Great guy. At some point, he will be the man, the Lone Star man in LA. But can they get it done this year? I don't know. Can they make it to the Western Conference Final? A lot of ifs have to happen, but he's playing great. Austin Reeves is playing great. They found a way to win with, the King not being there. But the question is when they're all said and done, when they're all healthy, when everybody's playing at the top level, can they be a noise in the Western Conference? And my answer is I don't think so, but
some people try to say he's not even playing full fourth quarters, so this must be a super team. But that's not really the situation when you actually look at the numbers. When Shai sits, OKC's offense falls off badly, dropping to a 106 rating, which shows the squad still leans on him way more than people think. When he's on the floor, they're 20.6 points better offensively, a massive shift that proves he keeps this team humming at a superstar level.
Probably vote for Joker for MVP.
Not Wemby either?
No.
Jeez.
Hell no. I like Wemby.
Is San Antonio in your top 4?
Oh, what do you
No,
mean? Hell no.
who's your-
at his point is
not against Luka and Joker. He's not MVP.
Then who's your top 4? You got OKC,
Yes.
Denver. Who's 3?
Rockets,
Rockets, and then
probably the Lakers.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Defensively, they're about 5.9 points worse with him out there, which is surprising, but early season stats always bounce around a bit, so nothing dramatic there. Overall, Shea is rocking a plus 14.7 net rating, which is straight elite for a guard carrying this type of load. Combine that with how good the Thunder look, and it's getting harder and harder to argue against him being one of the top MVP favorites right now. And then we get to Luka Doncic, who's currently leading the entire league in scoring, dropping 34.6 points a night like it's a warm-up drill. Unless injuries step in, it's honestly tough to imagine anyone catching him for the scoring title this season.
Man, what the Joker's doing. You know, the one thing about sports that we just taking this dude for granted, man. He is the best basketball player in the world. You just going out there getting easy triple doubles every day, and he ain't getting them fluky 10 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. He get like 25, 16, and 17.
He's also averaging 9 assists, 8.5 rebounds, and nearly 2 steals per game, which might end up being a career high for him if he keeps this pace up. And when it comes to finishing inside, Luka's been elite, using timing and angles like he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. He's hitting 61.7% on his twos, which is straight ridiculous for a guard, but from deep, he's been a total mixed bag this season. He's launching more threes than anybody in the entire league, almost 11 a game, but only hitting 31.7%, and you'd hope that number climbs or at least turns into smarter shot selection. That's been the story of Luka's jumper for years. When the three is dropping, he becomes untouchable, but when it's not, defenses are more than happy to let him keep firing away. Because the second he steps inside the arc, it's basically automatic, and everybody knows it. And speaking of automatic, someone needs to run the numbers on how many mid-range and ones Luka gets, because it feels like every night he's getting fouled on some off-balance one-handed floater from 12 feet out, and somehow it still drops. It's wild how often he makes circus shots look routine. His overall true shooting sits at 61.7%, about 3.4% above league average, tying his career best in efficiency while leading the league in scoring. Now that's elite company. Add in nearly a triple-double every game, and Luka is giving us one of the most complete offensive seasons we've seen in years. The Mavericks are 8-3 with Luka and 3-1 without him, which shows they can stay competitive even when he sits, mainly because Austin Reeves has stepped up heavy in those games. With Luka on the floor, Dallas is 9.1 points better offensively and 1.7 points worse defensively, which shakes out to a plus 7.4 net rating.
I agree. Everything you're saying about the Joker is good, but don't discredit what Wemby is doing.
I'm not discrediting what Wemby's doing.
I mean,
All I'm
the
saying
record is the same right now.
Do you think
his impact is the same. His impact on winning is the same.
He's playing. He's
It's a
playing out
joke.
of this world right now.
Wemby's playing great, but he's not. Shea,
The record is similar, Chuck.
no, they're not the same animal,
Bro,
brother.
San Antonio's 8-2 and Denver is 8-2.
Yeah,
No, but
they're
his
not the same.
impact on winning
Yes.
is the exact same
But I'm
as
saying,
Joker's.
if you had to take MVP right now, which is way too early, you'd go.
That's how you're talking about them, though.
Joker
You
and
do
Luka.
like this. They're not like this.
Hey,
here.
I'm not
they're not like
disrespecting
this.
Wemby.
Okay.
But hey,
Okay, yeah, give me the hand signal like he
Yeah,
just gave me.
yeah.
Where are they?
Where are they?
well, Joker, Luka, and Wemby.
You tripping.
You're tripping.
Overall, that's solid, though not as massive as some of the other MVP candidates out there. Wemby's in that same neighborhood too, but guys like Jokic, Shai, and Giannis are sitting closer to plus 20, which is just wild impact on both sides of the floor. Still, Luka's numbers are so insane that even with a smaller on-off swing, he's firmly locked into the MVP conversation and could easily climb even higher if the Mavs keep stacking wins. Now, let's talk about Nikola Jokic, the one dude people keep trying to push out of the MVP race, but he just keeps walking right back in like he owns the whole building every single year. Fans and analysts always say they're tired of voting for Jokic, and every year he calmly makes himself impossible to ignore again. He doesn't talk much, he doesn't chase highlight clips, he doesn't try to look flashy, but then you pull up the box score and it's pure madness every night. This season actually started slow for him. Well, slow by his insane standards. But for a minute, he looked almost human in October, averaging around 20 points on just 13 shots a night. But the second November showed up, it was like he snapped awake and decided, yeah, it's time to remind everybody who really runs this league. And ever since then, Jokic has been on another planet. He's averaging 29.1 points, 13.2 rebounds, the most in the entire NBA, and 11.1 assists, also leading the league, which is just wild for a big man. On top of that, he's putting up 1.6 steals and nearly a block per game, stuffing every part of the stat sheet like it's a daily routine for him. His scoring efficiency is absolutely out of control. He's hitting 65.7% on twos while taking nearly 17 of them every night, plus a smooth 40% from three on almost 5 attempts, which makes defending him a total nightmare. There's nobody else in the league with his mix of size, skill, versatility, and efficiency at the same time. His true shooting percentage is a jaw-dropping 73.6%, which is about 16 points higher than league average, and honestly, that number looks fake when you first see it. Averaging basically a 30-point triple-double with insane efficiency shouldn't be possible, but somehow he's doing it every single game like it's built into his DNA. And it's not like he's out here padding stats. His impact translates directly into wins. After that slow October, his November numbers jumped off the screen. He's averaging 34 points now, which is 13.6 more than he was scoring the month before, and he's doing all of that with just 6 extra shot attempts. That kind of scoring jump without sacrificing efficiency shows how unstoppable he becomes the moment he decides, all right, I'm taking over now. There's literally nothing defenses can do when he gets in rhythm. Team-wise, Denver is rolling again. They're sitting at 11-3 overall and 7-1 in November, with their only loss being a tight 3-point battle against Chicago. And the advanced numbers paint the full picture. When Jokic hits the floor, the Nuggets are 19.4 points better offensively and 2.7 points better defensively. That's a combined plus 22.2 net rating, one of the most dominant numbers in the whole NBA. And it proves his presence shifts the entire game every time he checks in. I've said it for years, and I'll keep standing on it. Jokic is the best player in basketball, and I was calling him that long before he even touched the championship trophy. People who claim he's a bad defender just aren't watching what's happening on the court. He might not block shots like Wemby or Giannis, but his timing, positioning, and basketball IQ make him an elite defensive anchor. And offensively, he's a one-man system, running Denver's entire offense like a point guard trapped in a center's body, and nobody has figured out how to stop it. His vision, his touch, his patience, everything he does looks effortless, like the whole court is moving at his pace and everyone else is just trying to keep up. He controls the flow of the game better than anybody in the league right now. Honestly, the only player who can even challenge him in pure offensive brilliance is Steph Curry, and that says everything. I get the whole idea of voter fatigue. Fans and media want something new every season, a fresh name, a new storyline. But Jokic's numbers are way too wild to pretend they're not happening. In every major category: points, assists, rebounds, efficiency, and wins. He's sitting near the top or flat out leading the league. The Nuggets are once again one of the best squads in the West, and he's the engine behind every single win, running the whole thing like a mastermind. As much as people want new faces in the MVP race, it's becoming obvious again that Jokic isn't just part of the talk. He is the talk. Right now, nobody in the league is hooping at a higher level than Nikola Jokic, and anyone saying otherwise, you tripping for real. We're watching Jokic at his absolute peak, putting together a season that looks unreal even on paper. He might be the greatest offensive player ever, and even if someone doesn't want to go that far, he's easily top 4 with MJ, LeBron, and Steph. And honestly, you could argue him into that #1 spot without blinking. His control of the game is insane. He scores with ease, reads defenses like a computer, and makes everybody around him level up instantly. This season, he looks even sharper than during his MVP years. His passing touch is crazier, his efficiency is cleaner, and the numbers he's putting up barely look real. This might be one of the greatest offensive seasons we've ever seen in NBA history. A performance like this doesn't even feel possible, yet he's doing it every night. Of course, nothing guarantees another MVP trophy. Denver's record could shift, and his numbers might cool off a little. But even if his true shooting dips, nobody is matching his full impact right now. If the season ended today, Jokic is my MVP without hesitation. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander behind him at number 2, and Luka Doncic at number 3. Giannis and Wemby are still in the fight too, though Wemby's injury might slow his pace. But even with that, this top 5 is legendary. The only MVP race that compares is back in 1988 with Bird, Magic, Jordan, Hakeem, and Barkley. That's how stacked this one feels right now. This year's group, Jokic, Shai, Luka, Giannis, and Wemby, feels just as iconic, and we're lucky enough to watch it unfold in real time. We're witnessing something special this season, and this MVP race might go down as one of the greatest ever, with Jokic leading the charge like a true giant. So what do you think? Does Jokic really deserve the MVP right now, or are Shai and Luka catching up fast? I seriously want to hear your take in the comments because the debates are about to get wild. Thanks for locking in and watching the full breakdown. It means a lot. Don't forget to like the video, drop a comment, share it with a friend, and subscribe to SpillFame for more wild NBA moments, drama, and deep dives. And trust me, there's a whole lot more waiting for you on the channel. See you in the next one. Stay locked in.